Good morning. Right, something I've never done before, bit special, so bear with me. As I say, complete first time ever done this. Crab cakes. Now, firstly, I'd just like to say a big thank you to Reptilian Overlord. You know who you are, for sort of, what's the word I'm looking for, encouraging me to do this. He posted his, and I thought they look nice, and he was kind enough to share with me his recipe, and here we go. This is me attempting it. Now, here in the UK, and I'm going to be perfectly honest, crab is not cheap, and I paid, this here's 450 grams, and I paid £17 for that, nearly $20. So this is not something that you'll do every day, but as a one-off, then okay, I'm game. Let's do it. So we'll just run through the ingredients. Panko breadcrumbs, again something else I've never used. Now, I had to get these from Amazon. They cost me about £3 or £4 for 300 grams. So there's certainly more than enough for this, and they'll probably last me many weeks. So panko breadcrumbs, 4 shallots or 2 green onions. Now, unfortunately, I have no shallots, so I've had to use 2 green onions and 1 roasted red pepper. And to roast the pepper, I've just plopped it in the oven at about between 160 and 170 degrees C for about 40 minutes, and then I've just taken it out and it's just chopped up nicely. So in there are 2, not fine, I won't say super finely chopped, but diced onions. So 2 green onions, small green onions, and 1 roasted pepper. Some mayonnaise, a Worcestershire sauce, or Worcestershire sauce, as the Americans sometimes say, some baking powder, parsley, now I've got fresh. Something else I've never actually used, Old Bay seasoning. Apparently this is also quite big in America, and ironically it's made in Europe. So Old Bay seasoning, some salt, normal table salt, an egg, and the crab. And here's this is 450 grams, or approximately a pound. So that's all the ingredients. Now, in a nutshell, don't excuse me. So is that the 1/4 cup? Yeah. So, as I say, I've never done this before, so there's no practice or anything. If I get this wrong, I'm goosed, because I can't afford another tub of crab and it's miles away the shop. So do excuse me. Right, so half a cup of panko. So I've never seen, I only recently heard about this stuff. Okay, so there we go, look, half a cup. Oops, so let's just bring my bowl back into the foray. So half a cup of panko. What's next? The red pepper and roasted red pepper and raw onion. Oh, if this goes wrong, this will be expensive. 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise. Again, mayonnaise is not something I tend to have, but if the recipe calls for it, then I will always start with a base recipe, so I know that, you know, it's a control, if you will. So a tablespoon of mayonnaise. Now I'm going to make it a a generous tablespoon. Here we go. A tablespoon of Worcester sauce. Again, I only bought this yesterday, so I can't bloody well open it. Where's my favourite opening implement? There we go. Okay, there we go. So, a generous tablespoon of that, sorry, there we go. Okay, so a tablespoon of that. 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Right, do excuse me, I'm just going to rinse my tablespoon, because I think all the dry ingredients will be next. So I'll just give that a quick clean and a wipe. Okay, yeah, so a tablespoon of baking powder. As I understand it, the baking powder will help them stay together as you form them. So, okay, a tablespoon of baking powder, a tablespoon of parsley flakes. I think simply if I just grab some fresh leaf parsley, that'll do. Okay, that's as near as a tablespoonful of fresh leaf parsley. A teaspoon, not a tablespoon, a teaspoon of Old Bay seasoning. And I say this stuff is quite tasty. Never seen it before. It's a orangey colour. It is very nice. It'll be interesting to see what it does to this. A quarter of a teaspoon of salt. So I'll not pour that over the dish in case it comes as it just did. So a quarter teaspoon of salt, 1 egg beaten. I might as well use, and just quickly with the fork. Okay, in you go. And then the pound of crab meat. Oh yeah, oh wow, yeah, that's nice looking crab meat. And in it goes, good grief, and in it goes like so. And then using your hands or a spoon, it's entirely up to you, get everything mixed together. It does smell nice, I must admit. Okay, don't want to over, just want to make sure it's equally distributed. Now, as I understand as well, if we now cover and refrigerate this, it'll stay together, because when we form it into cakes, as it were, apparently they have a tendency to come apart, whereas if they are chilled, that tends not to happen. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to form them into cakes first, and then I'll put them on a tray, and then I'll chill them. So I'm going to have a mass tidy up, we'll do that, and we'll carry on with the next step shortly. So I shall be back just when I've had a bit of a chance to tidy everything up. I've been wondering whether this may be of any use in sort of shaping these things. I've no idea. This is purely experimental. It's not bad. Okay, let's try again. Try and just get it level around the top. I don't think that's too bad. I think that works quite well. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So I don't, sorry, I've got a bit of the sniffles. So I don't actually think that's too bad. Now they're holding the shape nicely, so now I shall deposit those in the fridge and I shall let them chill for an hour or two, and then we'll fry one and we'll see what happens. Right, okay, be back shortly. Good afternoon. Okay, the crab cakes have been sat in the fridge for several hours, at least 2 or 3 hours, so it's time to let's fry a couple up. So a good tablespoon, perhaps 2, of olive oil, and we'll just get that not too hot. So I haven't cooked any, so this is all, there you go, they're still 8. So I'm only going to cook a couple at a time. I am a little bit worried about them breaking up, but as I said, this is all a bit of an experiment, so sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. Okay. So I'm going to fry them at a gentle heat, shall we say. So I will time these, at least to some degree. So that's 2 minutes there from the start of this video, so there would have been, what, 30 seconds? They certainly smell very good. Okay, look, I'm just going to let these sort of fry for 5 or 6 minutes. I'm going to sort of flip them over at about 3 minutes. I'm going to give them 6 minutes, so I'm going to flip them over when they've had 3 minutes aside, and we'll see how we're progressing there. So I'll just let this carry on, and I'll just edit it as I need to. Sorry, I have a fly. Okay, so that's as near as makes no odds, 3 minutes. So, and they are, might have been an idea to use a slightly bigger pan. Okay, that's that one flipped. And that's that one flipped. Okay. So again, another 3 minutes. So I suppose for my reference, my oven at stove top is number 6. That looks a lot darker on the camcorder screen than it actually does in real life. That's not as black, it's not black at all. It's dark brown. So there's about another 30 seconds to go, and I think that I'm going to flip them over again and just let them have perhaps another minute. I'm just trying to work out the ideal cooking time. So this is 3 minutes aside. So I think I'll just knock the heat down a smidge. Yeah, definitely need a bigger pan. But there we go. I'm just going to give those another couple of minutes, and I can see that the oil has been pretty much soaked up. So I'm going to give those another couple of minutes either side. So they will have had about 5 minutes per side, 10 minutes total cooking time. Okay, so another couple of minutes. So again, just flip them over. And another couple of minutes. Okay, we're down to the last 30 seconds. Okay. Well, they've come out of the pan nicely. They've stayed in one piece. As I say, I'm sorry, it really does look quite dark on the camera's LCD screen, but I assure you they're just dark brown. And if that's the case, Reptilian Overlord, yours may have suffered the same phenomena. And if that's the case, then I offer you my sincere apologies, sir, for saying that yours looked burnt, because I would argue that this one looks burnt, but it isn't. So here we go. Let's open it up. Let's have a taste. Oh wow. Oh, they're really good. They are. They're perfect. They're hot in the middle. They are. Yeah, they're very good indeed. Reptilian Overlord, thank you.